so this is what's going on with Tim Walz. We back now. Sorry, I'm in another country. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel with turning your notifications. Let's get to it.
This is the right time. We're seeing it across both the private and the public sector.
New tonight, Governor Tim Walz's order that state workers return to the office is infuriating the unions that represent those employees.
They say they're appalled and disgusted over his decision to force workers to come back to the office for half their work week. We have live team coverage on this tonight. So Young Kim is looking at the potential impact on St. Paul businesses. But we begin with Fox 9's Mike Manzoni, who's live at the state capitol tonight. And Mike, it's fair to say the unions, as we now know, are not happy about this.
Yeah, Randy and Kelsey, one union president called it, and I'm quoting here, a unilateral move by a bad boss. That bad boss they're referring to, of course, is Governor Tim Walz. Now, the governor's order requires all employees to return to the office at least 50% of the time. That order takes effect on June 1st. There is an exemption, though, for anyone who works more than 75 miles away from their office. The governor says more than 60% of state workers are already back in person full time. Here's how he defended his decision earlier today.
We lose most of our people in the first 6 months, and I'm pretty convinced it's because they don't get into the culture. They don't get the mentorship you would normally get in a work environment.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. When Republicans or when Trump or when Elon Musk was going through with the Department of Government Efficiency, and they said that people were supposed to be back into the office, y'all sat there and y'all got mad about it. Y'all protested. The Democrats were angry about it. When Trump said that government workers should come back into the office, it was a Republican agenda. It was a right versus left issue. Now, Tim Walz, who is, you can't get too much more liberal than Tim Walz as the governor of Minnesota. The guy put tampons in men's bathrooms, okay? Good God. They call him Tampon Tim. Tampon Tim says we need to have people back into the office because it is better for the culture. You're going to be a better worker. You're going to be more productive and all of that. So now I want to see some of the same people, all of the people that come on this platform and they say, Anton, no, it's wrong. All of this and so on and so forth. I want to see the same energy from y'all that say that it is wrong still. Tell me that you don't support these liberal policies of that you should be coming back into the office. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see the same energy against Tim Walz that you guys had for every other conservative that said that it is time to come back to the office because people are more productive. You need to immerse yourself in the culture and you need to be a better employee. I want to see it. Don't protest against him.
Into the culture. They don't get the mentorship you would normally get in a work environment.
And the two unions that represent nearly 40,000 state workers impacted by this put out statements within the last 24 hours or so, slamming the governor. They say they were basically blindsided by this. And at least one union says they are willing, if necessary, to take this to court.
We are mostly upset because there was no attempt by the governor or his agencies to engage with us at all. But there are not dedicated cubicles or offices anymore like there used to be pre-pandemic. So I don't know how they're going to do it.
And another union president chimed in, writing in part, quote, the administration's decision to impose sweeping workplace policy changes without engaging our union and labor partners first is not just unacceptable, it's an act of blatant disrespect. And
how novel for you as an employer, and this is why you can't ever give in to the woke mob. How novel is it of you to say, if you work here, then you need to come into the office? Now, remember, all of these people were not working from home prior to the pandemic. They got used to it. They said that we never coming back. They went and bought homes in different places. And so all of a sudden now they deserve it. Now it's a requirement. And this is why you can never, ever let them sleep. Never let them sleep. Never let them get comfortable. Never let them think that they're entitled to it. Now, all of a sudden, they are required. Here, I'm gonna spin the block real quick. I want to show y'all something. These are the actual people that are protesting. I had to bring this up because they didn't even have this on YouTube. These are the people that are actually protesting and what they're saying. Okay.
Governor on Tuesday issued an order to his agency commissioners to change the telework policy to require everybody to be back in the office 50% of the time by June 1st. And we've been working from home. We have flexible schedules. We've been doing our work more productively since the pandemic, so for the last 5 years. And as far as we can tell, he didn't include anybody in that decision making, not legislators, not agency commissioners, not the unions, nobody.
He just kind of pulled this out of the blue. We were promised that we were going to be working from home for forever.
Who the hell in their right mind would ever promise somebody that they're going to be working from home forever? I personally have never heard that before. Who in their right mind, in their rabbit bright mind, would ever promise people that they would be able to have work from home forever? That don't even sound right. That don't even sound like it makes sense. He promised us as government employees that we will be able to work from home forever. You see how they turned on you, Tampon Timmy? Do you see how they turned on you, Tampon Timmy? That you will be able to work from home forever? Forever, ever? This is why we think that government employees are lazy. This is why we think that they're lazy. Crazy. Somebody dropped my email for Don in the chat.
Some of us have health issues that we have to deal with in addition to taking care of our kids.
This is to make a lot of people's lives a lot more complicated and stressful than it really needs to be. Speaking like for the rest of our coworkers as well as families, there's just a huge shortage of childcare in Minnesota, and beyond that, it's very expensive. As a union, we just want to be treated with respect, and we just want to have a seat at the table for big decisions being made that are going to affect our day-to-day lives.
It is a lose-lose situation for everybody. It is not going to benefit the downtown St. Paul. It is not going to benefit collaboration. All it's going to do is waste money, make us less productive. It's going to be chaos. Our buildings right now literally cannot handle bringing everybody back.
What a novel idea. So everybody comes to work, and it actually would benefit the businesses, the environment, the culture. It would force you to actually do your job, and you got to be accountable to people. And they're telling you, as your employer, imagine that you, the employer, and your employees tell you what they ain't gonna do because they know that it's not gonna be best for you. You still got to pay them though. You still have to pay them, but they're gonna tell you that they're gonna be less productive if they decide to come back into the office.
It's going to harm, the ability for us to get before work and after
and
work.
They was doing this during work hours, just to let y'all know. During work hours, they were out there protesting and beating on drums and marching in a whole group to stop Tampon Timmy from bringing him back into the office.
Childcare, it's going to increase the childcare wait lines. It's going to cost taxpayers millions upon millions of dollars. The impacts to state services, the productivity, the lack of efficiency, it's going to result in worse government all around. So my reaction was, probably the same as, tens of thousands of state workers. Why?
I think what we've heard from the governor and from the mayor of St. Paul is that they are worried about downtown St. Paul, the economy in downtown St. Paul. And our members are very clear that's not part of their job description. We also know that those businesses have closed not because of decreased revenue, but because they can't find the employees to work in those jobs.
Are these people literally crazy? So now they know what small businesses are doing. Small businesses close not because of revenue, not because the economy, not because they don't have any customers, not because people don't come downtown no more. They closed because they just couldn't find the right employees to be able to work there anymore. So they close up their whole businesses. They hundreds of thousands of dollars that they invested, the millions of dollars that they invested in creating these businesses. They closed because they couldn't find the right workers. You see why I don't listen to liberals? You see why I don't listen to people no more? You see why I don't even take them into consideration when I'm making a decision or I decide to have these live streams or I'm having conversations with you guys? I can't. How can I? They don't make sense. They're not even logical. And the union is rolling right along with it. They rocking with it.
And one other quick note here, the state auditor's office is not impacted by this. That's because that office is separate from the ones under control by the governor. We're live in St. Paul tonight. Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
State employees returning to the office is welcome news for businesses in the capital city.
They hope this will boost daytime foot traffic into their stores again. Fox 9 So Young Kim joins
So the businesses do want you back into the office. Okay.
us in St. Paul tonight. And So Young, you spoke with many businesses and organizations downtown, and they've really been through a lot.
Yeah, they have, and they tell me it's been tough these past few years for businesses that rely on lunch service for workers in the area. They say June 1st can't come soon enough.
From their famous spaghetti and meatballs to pizza. Your Russo Brothers on Payne Avenue in St. Paul is a family-owned restaurant that's been serving authentic Italian food to the community for nearly a century.
We've been here since 1933.
But what's been missing for the past several years since the pandemic are lunchtime customers during the work week.
You know, it's a challenge getting activity during the daytime.
So wait a minute. This flies in the face of what this woman just said when she gave her own expertise as a government worker.
So even in St. Paul is that they are worried about downtown St. Paul, the economy in downtown St. Paul. And our members are very clear that's not part of their job description. We also know that those businesses have closed not because of decreased revenue, but because they can't find the employees to work in those jobs.
That's not what the businesses are saying. The businesses are saying something different.
There's a lot of people are still working at home.
So stores and businesses in the capital city say the announcement that most Minnesota state employees will be back in the office more frequently is great news.
I can't wait just to grab a couple customers, during the daytime.
Governor Tim Walz says he hopes this helps support economic vitality in the area.
I think you'll see more of that energy back downtown.
Joe Spencer, president of the St. Paul Downtown Alliance, says the additional foot traffic is exactly what the area needs.
We've got thousands of people who are going to be coming to buy lunch, buy coffee, have breakfast.
The team at Russo's says they'll be ready to welcome back the 9 to 5 crowd.
The sauce is hot and the meatballs are fresh, and we're ready to rock and roll.
So get your monkey behind back into the office. And now that we're starting to get back to common sense, so where, listen, I'm not against the fact that people want to work from home at all. If your employer says that that's what's best for the company, then that's what's best for the company. But you are not the one that determines whether or not it's best for the company. You are a worker. Get your monkey behind the work. Take care of business or quit the job so that we can minimize the amount of money that we're spending on government, and then we can get the right people in the positions. But you are not the one that's going to determine what's best for the company, what's best for the business, what's best for downtown. And this is the first time in my life, I can't believe that I'm saying it, this is the first time in my life that I am agreeing with Tim Walz. Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?